All right, y'all. It is happening. The head-to-head of the century. Reptilicus, what's up, man?
To all my homies out there in Mesopotamia, I salute you, and well, worldwide, I guess. Yo, what a crackin'.
So, Reptilicus and I tried to play a head-to-head back in Legacy, and his internet just wasn't having it, and neither was the game. So, we're back here for Dynasties. This is going to be a great time. The update has just totally changed this game, and I'm excited to be. I'm excited for the co-op. Not too excited about the head-to-head because Reptilicus has a lot of experience with multiplayer. There might even be a spoiler alert. Might even be a tournament coming up, huh? Can I say that?
Yeah, you know what? You can actually say that, yeah, I'm gonna be hosting a tournament in approximately 2 weeks. We're trying to make it huge. That's all I can say for now. The rule set is gonna be posted soon, announcements are gonna be there, and not gonna spoil anything, but if we're lucky, we might get a little bit of a outside help.
Oh,
We'll
okay.
Yeah,
Well, outside, yeah, all right.
Yeah. We'll see what happens, you know.
So,
But yeah, we're here for some fun. We're here to enjoy just a good old co-op / head-to-head with two different barbarians. Well, according to the Mesopotamians, at least.
yeah, so you're going to get a great mix of comic relief from me, and he's going to bring the history side of things. So we kind of got the mullet going on here. It's the perfect combo. I think what we decided on is basically playing up until about turn 30 or so, and then we're both going to race to Babylon, which is essentially really in the center of both of us, and do kind of like a King of the Hill situation where first person to hold it for like 5 consecutive turns will win. How's that sound?
You know what? I think this is gonna be pretty intense. We're not exactly playing the easiest factions. There's a lot of chaos that can happen at any moment, and you know what? Maybe I just actually want to set up shop in a fertile farmland instead of the highlands. Like, you know, I don't really get much done here, you know?
The great migration begins. All right, we're going to start this campaign.
Alright, let's go. Yeah, this is gonna be good, though.
I got camels, bro. You better watch out for these camels, though.
Dude, like, listen, I love camels. In all the Total War games they feature, and I think they just might be my favorite unit types. But if there was one thing I love more than camels, it's, well, dinosaurs, but they're not in the game, so yeah, this comment goes nowhere. Camels are awesome.
Later patch. Did you see that they got these camels that are like resupply camels or something too?
Oh yeah, I absolutely love supply camels. Like, the fact that they finally have a supply mechanic for Total War is just great, honestly. Like, a lot of mods have tried doing that with some units. Some do it pretty good, some do it pretty tedious, but you know, now having it like officially here, it's a pretty good mechanic. Let's see. So we're actually gonna have an early battle here.
Yep.
I have to unite the Armenian hinterlands. Well, the future Armenian hinterlands. Let's see. This has to be fought out because we are not looking good on the other side.
Got to fight these first battles out. You really just want to keep the momentum. If you just like take the auto resolve and just get wrecked,
exactly.
Might as well restart.
Yeah, and they got if you're playing with a faction that starts with chariots, or in this case cavalry, you are not gonna have a good time on the auto resolve. It is just an absolute nightmare.
Yep. And the cool part about this is we'll keep these episodes to about probably like an hour or so each, and then we'll publish these consecutive over a certain amount of time. We'll have also the links to our Discords and all that jazz if y'all are interested in doing it. And suffice it to say, like, comment, subscribe, and all that jazz. We'll just get that out of the way now. The cool part about
a little bit of dual promotion, right?
You know, gotta do it. I mean, we got to do it.
Exactly. I'm gonna give you the greatest honor, and I will give you the Cimmerian warriors. Okay?
I was really hoping that I wouldn't have to ask for them, and
No. I know what the player base wants. It wants cavalry in a Bronze Age game.
Yes,
no, that was
sir.
But you definitely want cavalry because they're just so smooth and so fun to use. Like,
or is it a lady?
This is the biggest problem. Okay, let's ignore the Bretonia meme. This is seriously the biggest problem what they've done in the game. The cavalry is way too smooth in comparison to chariots.
Oh, I know.
Like, total
turn
war,
radius, what?
Yeah, like, and the collision issue. I feel Total War is, like, long overdue for a new engine at this point, realistically, and they've done something really good to chariots with Pharaoh. Like, as an example, it's just so nice the way they've designed them, but the collision issues are terrible because of the increased unit size. Like, it's just gonna need some reworks in the future for sure. Let's see, I'm gonna try to snipe the cab here, direct shot and just kiting. There's no way they're gonna survive it. They crash into the end. Oh, nice, you got them. That's perfect.
You know, lock them up a little bit here.
Clubmen. Perfect. I'm gonna start shooting on their javelins. Let's get the clubmen. These Urartian tribesmen are actually pretty good. In general, I'm not really a big fan of the levy clubs anymore because there's been a lot of balancing changes.
Oh, yeah.
Clubs are, yeah, essentially one-handed clubs. They kind of did lost a pretty decent amount of their value because their lethality amount is pretty pathetic. But
I was gonna say,
units are very nice.
What do you think about that? You know how you're supposed to have kind of a different variety of you know, units in your army. You want like your clubs to break the armor, yada yada. But like with lethality, don't you really just want like high lethality procs, basically? Like, so does it even matter anymore? Does armor even matter anymore?
Here's the problem. I mean, armor still matters because like armor will reduce lethality to a certain extent, right? Like, I'm not gonna get into the math here because the last thing I need after waking up at 6 a.m. is, you know, talking about math, but basically, armor still matters, but here's the problem. Clubs, like when it comes to one-handed clubs, they've got a 5% lethality. Brother, you ain't killing anything.
That ain't happening.
You know what I mean? Exactly, like, they take way too long to kill, and here's the question. Do you want to bring a unit that only kills fast? Do you want to bring a unit that can only hold, or do you want to do something that can do both, right?
Yeah.
Like, you ideally want to get both, and you don't really want to bring supporting units too much, unless you have unlimited budget, role-playing, or whatever like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, the game definitely gives you a lot of options for budget and role-playing, just like we had a lot of options to absolutely crush the opposing Urartians here. Yeah, this has pretty much been a slaughter.
I mean, did you see, dude, just shout out for the archery horses, just getting in there and running some charges, too. Pretty viable,
They're absolute monsters. Like, horse archers with proper micro are a complete nightmare in this game. Like, once again, this is kind of like a design issue. Cavalry, way too smooth to use. Everything about it is just insane. Like, just like in real life, cavalry basically made chariots obsolete in this game if you have access to them.
And that we do. But I don't know about how they're going to face off versus my camels, though, bro.
Oh, do I hit you with the math, or do I hit you with the copium? What are we gonna do? Do we cope, or do we
dude, just let me experience it for myself, bro.
Yeah.
I'm not looking for the tier list right now.
Oh, I mean, hopefully the tier list should be out very, very soon. But yeah, cavalry's great. Camelry is also great.
Camelry, I like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yo, I just love the general quotes. A fantastic display of bravery. I don't know, like seriously, the immersion they've done with this game. I just always feel so good when I'm hearing these characters.
Man,
you know?
I had a battle where I hid the 90% of my units in the grass waiting, and I had a general on a chariot, and I was baiting the guys to the ambush spot, and the general said, "These guys have no idea what's in store for them." Yeah, it's like he knew that we had set an ambush with the rest of the units, and I was like, "What, dude?"
Yeah, I mean, seriously, there's just some crazy banter in this game as well. Like, I remember when I was playing Bay once, and I was dueling another Canaanite general. They made a very, very respectful comment about the Canaanites' interaction with a goat, so I think you already know where this is going. Yeah, they truly are immersing us in the Bronze Age, and better said, Banter Age in this case. Okay, I'm just about done with my province. There's unfortunately a lot of stuff to do here. The Armenian Highlands are not gonna conquer themselves, you know.
And this is, unfortunately, I'd say one of the things that I would have loved to see is if they had consecutive turns, or simultaneous turns, so we do have to kind of work this through turn-based. It's not too bad, but it would have been nice to do consecutive. But
yeah, I mean, it's perfectly fine. The annoying part is, so here's the issue. It's really hard to go back to the old school Total War campaign formula when Warhammer 3 just added not only the turns, but also 8-player mode. And also, realistically, it's crazy. It's so hard going back because this game was built on a different engine. Like, this is basically... It's technically built off of Troy, and that's built off of Warhammer 2, which is the annoying part. If, unfortunately, this was delayed, you know, for, like, let's say, to be built on Warhammer 3, then we would have had, probably the best historical multiplayer experience ever, you know? Just imagine 8 people on this map. Holy...
Oh, yeah, man.
That would have just been absolutely monstrous.
I always love how... they set you up every campaign with, like, your first battle, you know? And the guy's, like, right next to you just waiting.
Just conveniently march
there, you know?
where he shouldn't be, exactly. Yeah, just vibing in his element in enemy territory, about to get across.
Totally unexpected. Yeah. Alright, and we'll go ahead and fight this out, too.
Oh yeah, after seeing the auto-resolve score, I did not expect anything else.
This guy's got some loot, too, we might be able to jack from him. That'll be good pickups. I always love, man, don't you just love the feeling of getting a blue within the first, like, 2 turns? And you're like, oh, this is the campaign. This is the one.
Listen, I'm gonna confess something with you and all the viewers. I'm addicted to loot. I'm a loot... Wait, can I... Yeah, we already know what I am for loot, if we're gonna put it in D&D terms. I love that. I live for that. Dude, I actively go out of my way to hunt as many ancillaries as I can. Thank you for the camels.
Yeah, man.
Fantastic honor.
Don't use them all at once.
Yeah, I have to ration, you know, my camels. One thing that's really amazing about the ancillaries, though, is the fact that it changes the general appearance, but here's also one limiting factor about that. If you want to change the general's appearance and stuff, you always have to make, like, a new database. Oh, database. Sorry, tongue twister there. Database version, right? Like, you have to edit a bunch of stuff, so that's why there's not enough variety in the appearance with ancillaries, from what I've heard.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so you basically have to make a unique entry for every general's bodyguard, depending on what weapon and stuff they have equipped, and also that has to match visuals.
Oh.
So, like, that's why we don't see, as an example, bodyguards with two-handed weapons, because, yeah, that requires a lot of stuff. Like, modders could do it with some time, but the devs did not have time.
Shout out mod community, man. I'm excited for some of these things coming out.
Dude, we're gonna have some brutal mods. And speaking of brutal, look where I put my camels uphill. This is gonna be like a...
Just look at them waiting there.
Yeah, this is gonna be a nasty charge. I'm not crazy enough to go directly into the javelins after the buff, you know?
Nah, I'll eat them up, bro.
Okay, we're gonna coordinate it. Yeah, go on.
Yeah. Oh, one of the things I love doing too is just like as cavalry going into like the tactical view, and then just almost like playing that way.
Oh yeah, dude! I swear to God, I'm gonna be real. I miss Total War Arena and kind of like the concept they did with that. You know, like tactical camera does bring me a little bit of back of that. You know, that feeling.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. Okay, the javelins are a non-factor. They just got smoked here. I gotta disengage. I gotta disengage before they catch me. Camels are extremely fast if you're using the hit and run ability they have. They can. Okay, for some reason they returned. I feel it's a little bit jank. For some reason they just returned back into the combat, even though I'm disengaging them. That's so weird.
Camel's gonna camel.
I think it's because of the. Yo, what? Dude, do you see them cycling? What?
I think this is because it's I think it's because it's a head-to-head co-op. He's just trying to crush my units like really like subversively.
No.
I know.
I promise. I think it has something to do with the formation. Actually, I think this might be a formation bug. I haven't encountered that. Oh, downhill charge into the farmers.
Get them. I have. I actually do know what you're talking about. How they like don't peel out nearly as fast as you'd want them to.
Yeah, like they're responsive, but I think this was just like they just kept going in circles back inside the unit. I've never encountered this. I think that might be like a formation thing, actually, because I haven't seen this happen by default behavior on the camels.
Wasn't there a... I think there's like a Warhammer patch, too, where they fixed the cav to where... Oh, my general's not even in here. Where...
Oh, I've heard that, yeah.
Where, like, they kind of, like, leash back to... Nice back charge there.
Go. Now gotta pull back on time. Uh-oh, Acadian farmers, watch out!
Man, I was doing Babylon, and man, those farmers don't play.
Oh, those guys are nasty, man. Those guys are nasty. Like their lethality is terrible, but their stats
people down
are insane. Yeah. They're gonna harvest us, dude. Okay, I actually got the Acadian hunters. Oh no, those guys came back from routing. I'm gonna charge them though. They're fine. AI, can you break, please? Know when you're out.
Am I fighting dwarfs right now?
Yeah, it literally feels like it. Listen, I was gonna say these farmers are really trying hard to not give up their crops, but we're literally in the desert.
Legit, guys. What are you even farming? Come on, this is just a front.
Yeah. Exactly. Okay, I've ran them down here. I'm back in formation, so let's see if we're gonna have the same issue now. I'm rear charging the farmers. Okay, this is gonna be nasty.
Big camel charge.
Dude, they just melted them. Like, camels have a monstrous bonus with the formation. It's just insane.
Yeah, I'm particularly stoked to just like have these kind of like co-op battles against the AI too. Like I'm down. I'm like stoked for our PvP against each other, but like even just taking these fights with like I don't know, just like we both kind of know the game too. We're just gonna like outplay these clowns.
Like I'm gonna be honest. So traditional head-to-head campaigns are always fun, sure, right? Like if you want somebody to play as the AI or whatever. But I think the true fun is when you're playing with a friend and you're both like playing together, but you're also trying to actually build up your empire to clash with each other.
Oh yeah.
Like I think that's like the true fun here. If you want like just PvP, you know, just play a custom battle basically. In a way, if you want to experience like some crazy shenanigans, playing like a mix of co-op and head-to-head campaign, I think that's like just the way to go. Basically,
it's definitely you know, you can either you're getting like the best of both worlds too, instead of someone who's just like solely plays multiplayer and you know does maybe the meta for that, but like sometimes you can't build the meta within a campaign that's necessary.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna be real here. Like, I know there's technically a, let's call it a quote-unquote a competitive scene in Warhammer for head-to-head campaigns, and okay, Warhammer is pretty wild, the stuff you can do on the campaign. And it's the same in Pharaoh, but to be fair, I feel like sweating something like this is just a tiny bit of cringe. Like, look at the amount of fun we can have here, basically.
They will make fine slaves.
They would make fine slaves. Ooh, enemy asset gain, small common shield.
Dude, you called it. We were gonna steal stuff.
Loot hit. So, question for you here. When you do your competencies, what do you kind of like to build in first? And I'm going to ask some of these questions throughout the campaign just so we can provide some, some guides and stuff too.
Yeah, understandable. I feel competencies depend on the... So first on the faction, because not every faction has the same, titles you can assign for characters. Personally, I monstrously overvalue Ardor because movement speed on the campaign map, charge bonus, night battles, that is just brutal, especially when you're playing on Legendary, right?
Yeah.
But I monstrously value lately Fortitude, because Prudent in Victory, the extra 20% battle loot and 15 ancillary chance has been added for a lot of the minor factions. You love more battle loot, you love more replenishment, and that just carries you for the early game so hard. And that's when you're at the weakest, right?
Yeah, that replenishment is pretty much key too. I have this one Overseer of Militia, which is recruitment rank +3, and then EXP plus per turn for my faction. That's built out with a presence. I do like to kind of get that one as well too, because I feel like getting that early recruitment bonus for like +3 kind of swings.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely, and it also depends on the faction at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Like some factions are gonna try to
Here's your Jesus.
swarm, not necessarily numbers wise, like let's say Babylon or Seti, but like some factions are a little bit more predispositioned to, let's say, mass recruitment, and some, you know. It's like one interesting thing they did with the skill trees by giving a lot of the factions different competency titles, basically.
Yeah. You know what I just realized too? How cool it's gonna be when we do turn against each other, where we send like all our allies join in to help too. Except
Dude,
when they do that, bro. How do you feel about the allies not taking the like? I rarely bring my allies into war because they just don't come through, and I lose my allies. I'm just like, bro, come on. That's like you have no reason to not join me right now.
I'm gonna be real. I crush my allies if they don't join me, because what use are you to me if you're weak, you know? Only the strong live in the world of Reptilicus. Unfortunately, sometimes that means sacrifices must be made on the campaign map.
Hey, just doing some quick trades.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I've had pretty good luck with allies for most of Pharaoh, but I will bring up one anecdote here. I was playing Bay Legendary and I became the Pharaoh, but I was the military allies with some of the minor Canaanites close to, well, future Jerusalem, right? Like Urushalim. And they were mostly loyal, but they rebelled against me, I kid you not, 6 times during that campaign, breaking alliances or rebelling after I subjugated them. And I was just like, I was going for the achievement you get for Bay, so I just had to keep them under my leash all the time, just going back to reconquer them for the jokes. Like, I could have crushed them, sure, but that was the only time I truly had unreliable allies.
Bay likes to play with his food, you know?
Yeah, that's true. Bay's the kind of guy that would probably do a little bit extra to the food too, but we do not go into that, you know. It's personal preference, I guess. At the end of the day, can't judge, man. It's 2024 BC, you know.
Yeah, we're really you know, we welcome all shapes and sizes here. I would say I did another little playthrough of Bay, and I gotta say, man, I miss that guy, dude. He's pretty sick. He's definitely gonna get a playthrough.
No, I feel that, like, seriously. So let me go from a little bit of a historical point.
Oh, here it is, folks. This is what we've been waiting for.
So I'm not exactly a fan of the way they portrayed Bay when it comes to his faction. Like, so his character is peak. Like, his character is actually perfect, and his voice actor, he voiced a lot of Eastern units and characters in Rome too. He's amazing. Like, character building wise, they nailed Bay hard, okay? But here's the weird part. He's technically Assyrian. Well, not Assyrian, but like from Syria. And he's in Phoenicia in the game. Real life, he should have been in Egypt. They could have turned him into an Egyptian faction. But he's basically commanding barbarian Canaanites with an ambush focus for Oster, so it doesn't really make sense the way they did him, you know what I mean?
He's supposed to be more like, he was like an advisor or something, right? Like whispering in the ears?
Yeah, he basically, so it depends on like which interpretation you read, because we don't, so this is the crazy part, we kinda don't have a lot of reliable sources on the closing days of the 19th dynasty. But essentially, Bay was risen from priesthood into eventually being a kind of vizier, I guess, in modern terms. So he's had like a big rise to power, and he even had a tomb in the Valley of the Kings. That's something a foreigner.
Dang.
That's like basically almost unheard of for a foreigner. That's like a massive deal in Egypt. So it should definitely be a lot more Egyptianized than he is, like, if we're being real here. But I just like, there's like a little bit of a personal rant here. It's just I feel his roster is way too barbarian and Canaanite, when in reality it should have been a fusion between Egyptian and some Canaanite elements. For like,
that would have been pretty solid too.
Yeah, more fun gameplay basically.
So I forgot to do my first Royal Decree research turn 1, so that's going to set me really far behind. You'll see how that plays out later in the game. I'm basically going to use that as a scapegoat, and anytime I lose anything, it will be due to the fact that I did not research in my first turn. So.
Oh yeah. You skipped one class in school.
Man, that's it.
Man, totally.
It's that foundational class though. You know, it's like the 101. I'm just like, oh, that's it. That's the campaign.
The class that got away. You know.
Yeah. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. You know that we'll call it here. Good game, Reptilicus. It was nice.
Yeah, I was really honored to chill here for 2 turns, man. Like this was banging. You know.
Man, all right. Well, in that case, I'm recruiting you another camel, bro. Just for that.
Damn. Are you trying to barter with me here? Like, you know, offering me an extra camel to continue the campaign?
I got you a pack camel and some archers, bro. You're gonna be set up.
Dude, it's almost like you know me, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's actually crazy. I love that. Well, how are you enjoying the Sutu so far?
Yeah, definitely an interesting start here. I do like how I'm kind of tucked in a little bit to my south, which is nice. I haven't had a chance to play these guys yet, so I am kind of stoked on giving these camels a showcase. And I do like how they start with a lot of these Canaanite shield bearers, kind of a nice fixing force front line. I did make friends with Irsu on my left here, just by declaring a quick joint war against Damascus, because Irsu usually takes them out.
Yeah.
But yeah, we digging it. We digging it so far.
It's one of the starts I was most excited for, but believe it or not, I still haven't played them because I'm gonna be real here. I have been monstrously having fun by playing Cimmeria and Lullubi, which I'm doing here right now, and some other minor factions. Like, I don't know. I'm a little bit disappointed with the Aramean roster. Like, it's not that it's bad, but like the infantry could have been better. Basically, they're not exactly the best, but they're so fun to use. Like camels and poison archers, it is just popping.
Wait, I get poison archers too?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, the Aramean archers get like poison shot basically, but it's not the broken Attila one where
where people just start dropping.
Yeah, you don't basically World of Warcraft damage over time raw people in like, you know, I don't know, a few seconds. No, it's just a stamina drain, but it's a massive one. It really does make a huge difference, especially if you're fighting heavy units.
Yeah, sounds pretty important here. Just the fatigue really jacks people up.
Yeah, fatigue is one of the most important Total War stats, because the more tired your unit gets, the worse it fights, and it also loses morale, which is also a huge deal. So you kind of want any stamina advantage you can get, you know?
Yeah. What do you feel about the lethality system?
Oof. So let's see.
I think it's overtuned. What do you think? I mean, as it stands right now, at the date this was published, you know.
All right, so I'm gonna be real here. It definitely spiced up the battles, and it made a lot of units viable compared to before, where, let's say, if you were min-maxing, you would just want to spam one-handed axes as your line infantry, right? Like, you would try to avoid swords if you really wanted to min-max for a lot of factions. Now, a lot more stuff is viable, but it kind of feels bad knowing that a lot of the kills actually get down to RNG instead of the direct unit performance, you know what I mean?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, like, that kind of feels bad because, unfortunately, it ends up locking out some really cool units. Like, let's say there's a lot of interesting one-handed club units in the game, but they don't really get to shine as much as they could because of that.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, so, but in general, I would say the numbers still do feel a bit high. Like, javelins are monstrously overtuned. Okay, we're gonna auto-resolve this one. This is, like, pretty fine, I would say.
Okay.
Javelins are monstrously overtuned. They were pretty good in Legacy, but because of the HP system, it didn't feel satisfying using them. They just needed a little bit of a quality of life.
Yeah, they definitely would burn their entire ammo stack too to get down a couple units or so. Now you got the Canaanite skirmishers with 50% lethality. See ya.
Yeah, we absolutely love to one-shot stuff without any counterplay, you know? We live for that. Okay, so let's see. I am going to do something I didn't do, and that's diplomacy, I guess.
Oh, you see, here he goes now. There's his scapegoat. He didn't do diplomacy his first turn.
No, it's not scary, but I'm just trying to figure out. I'm probably not really liked too much by my neighbors.
Well, aren't you barbarians?
I mean, yeah, remember, you gotta be king of the hill amongst the barbarians first before you become, king of the Babylonian hill, right?
Just don't talk to Irsu, man. That's my friend. You stay out of his ear, bro.
Oh no. We have different type of barbarians, right? You have Canaanites, I have Urartians. We'll be fine. Let's see. So I want to get some barters going just to maybe make them less likely to declare war. So we're gonna do what we love to do: exchange gold, because we absolutely do not need gold, and we're swimming in it right now to get some beneficial deals.
Yeah, so that's a good call, right? Like, when you first start, gold becomes important when you have your higher tier units, not only for the upkeep, but to purchase them. Exactly. So at this point, it's just like, if you can get these deals on, I feel like a lot of people, from the feedback I've heard, are just like, my god, everyone declared war on me turn 3, and it's just like, you gotta kind of get in there and even just like make smaller deals. Like, I like to first start looking at the diplomacy and doing like, clicking like the power,
with Amazon.
Doing like seeing the power ranking for the different factions, and if somebody's like 158 and they have one province and they're at war with Ramses, like, I'm gonna join war against them with Ramses, because they're gonna get taken out within the first 2 turns, right? And you got an easy faction built there.
Yeah, basically trying to abuse declarations of war is like, it's kind of like core total war diplomacy moment. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Like, getting the beneficial deals is so good, and I'm trying to get some barters here. Okay, let's see.
Yeah, that's another point about this game too. It's like, you have the combat, but there's a lot of just management outside of just your settlement management that really comes into play that you can't really afford to avoid either. Like, you gotta play the diplomacy game. You gotta play the resource trading.
Agree. I am unbreakable.
And that's, I think, what kind of catches a lot of people too, perhaps coming from like Warhammer or something, like that's not, I mean, that's part of it, but not necessarily as important as it is here, especially with the resource trading and necessity of like not having everything all at once.
Exactly. You gotta be really careful what you're doing here. I'm almost done. It just looked like, for some reason, a little bit more for these guys here. Let me just put 20. Okay, that's perfect. Yeah, I'm basically swimming in gold. Yeah, hey man, I'm just trying to secure so I don't get backstabbed by like 400
I know.
Yeah, like, the last thing I need right now is that, but now I'm actually swimming in bronze, and all it cost me was basically gold that's kind of worthless for me right now. Okay, we are chilling. Like, we are chilling hard.
I'm feeling real good.
Yeah, I just have to hope that I don't get attacked by the AI in like an intentionally exposed settlement. But we're just gonna chill for now. This is the rise of Urartu so far. We're fine.
It is.
Yeah.
Oh god. Right, so I'm gonna get into ambush stance here.
I think this is honestly one of the most interesting campaign starts. Like, the Lullubi are a very interesting faction roster-wise, though I'm not really sure why they went with this name. The original Lullubi were basically, let's say, about 1,000 years before the game's time frame, so that's kind of like a generic barbarian term at this point.
I was gonna say, like, that reminds me, that like sounds familiar for like Celtic, like, or like barbarians in like Medieval 2 or something like that. That's like kind of ringing a bell there.
Yeah, it's just applying a broad term for like let's say different savages from the Akkadian populace's point of view here. It's just still kind of a weird choice, but I'm digging it though. I'm really enjoying the faction. Like, the minor faction edition was just such a good idea.
Yeah, it's definitely a, I know that they don't come with some inherent benefits like commands and stuff like that, but it really does open up the playstyle. I mean, I like that challenge that it has. The thing I don't like right now is there's not a lot of trees in this desert to ambush from. I got a little oasis here, and it's still giving me a 40%. It's not like registering, but we're just gonna set up that ambush there.
Yeah.
Big into the ambushes.
Yeah. I mean, ambushes are just fantastic. It's so easy to bait the AI into them.
Yeah, anytime you have anytime you're building any outposts or anything like that, they can't help but try to get on that.
I will unite this land.
Oh yeah, they just make like an how do you correctly pronounce this in English? Like you know, Akegao face or whatever. You know that there's like weird ass anime face. They just make.
I must have it.
Yeah, exactly. They just make that face and they just beeline for the exposed outpost when they get thrashed from a surprise.
It's so great.
Oh yeah, I mean, honest to God, ambushing is just one of my favorite things to do in Total War. There's so many factions that have like, there's so many units that are like ideal for ambushes. You know, it's a shame to let them go to waste and just like, you know, play caveman, right click once field battle.
Yeah, for sure. I also find that you know, it's really important to just like not feel like in Warhammer, and we're not going to do this too much where we're comparing the two games because that's not what this is about, but it's just like I feel like in Warhammer it's really just about like, alright, let's get everybody clumped up and then drop a spell on them. Or here, like, you don't really want to get a lot of people clumped up and locked up. You want to have that free movement of flanking and not get stuck just like in a blob, you know?
I mean, realistically, that's kind of the thing though. Like, Warhammer with the magic and stuff, it just, as much as it brings new innovative tactical gameplay, it also kind of eliminates it, as weird as it sounds, right? It's kind of like a double-edged sword, because I remember
reload speed.
Let's say I was playing
that's good.
Dark Elf campaign, and I was just killing the Skaven and Nagaron just by dropping Blade Wind after blobbing them up with like the spears, right?
Yeah.
It was, there was nothing interactive about it, but it was fun to watch, right? Like, it was peak eye candy. But in historicals, you don't get that crazy stuff. You have to go back to the roots, you know. For some people, it's hard to go back to the roots.
Yeah, big time. I've definitely found it to just getting these like sweat battles where it's like for the last like 30 minutes, every single move needed to be right and in order to pull it off, right? Like, it's almost down to the last man a lot of the times.
Yeah, and it also depends on the difficulty you're playing at, because the AI, unfortunately, does not get better, but they cheat better with higher difficulty, which is kind of frustrating, but it is part of the challenge, right? So, oh, damn. I think somebody here is not gonna have a good time.
No, ambush failed, but still didn't see me in this snake in the grass over here. I like to play that, you know, having that single unit general follow your guy right now and kind of use him as bait.
Oh yeah, that is also pretty good. Yeah. I feel the early game penalty for having, like, let's say 2 armies doesn't really start kicking in unless you start recruiting units
big time
into the second army. So I think that's like very viable for sure. Yo, all the barbarians love me because of diplomacy. I am uniting the tribes. We're marching on Babylon.
Man, it's gonna be the north versus the south right now, man. That's gonna be sick. This is such a good idea.
Oh god, Babylonian civil war. Oh, this is gonna be good. Okay, so let's see. I'm fighting. Which faction is this? Gasham. Okay. I think these guys have got 2 settlements, but one of them is a siege. And don't get me wrong, I just fall asleep during siege battles most of the time.
I am an auto-resolve sieger. I tell you what, that's just one thing I'm like, do I have to?
Yeah, I feel like realistically there definitely is fun to be had in some siege battles, but most of the time no. Like, for me personally at least, I just kinda I just like snooze max it, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
I just wake me up when we get there, you know.
Yeah. One thing I wish they had too, 2 things that I think would be pretty dope, especially because faction leaders can be killed. I wish they had like defeat traits. I think that would be pretty sick. And then I wish they had a mechanic that's almost like after a battle victory, where you kind of just click continue before you end the fight. I just wish they had like a cleanup mechanic where like you just click it and then the guys just like, you know, the cav go after the units and just try to clean everything up so you don't have to like run everybody down yourself.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean. It's just like it's a very nice quality of life change, basically, in a way. Like, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know. There's a lot of quality of life features they can in general put in Total War to improve the player experience. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, problem is so this is like one argument a lot of people don't realistically bring up because, like, I don't know, this community in general is kind of, a lot of people are polarized, you know, but you can kind of say that for anything in life, you know, the extreme opposites. You kind of have to find the middle ground here. Sometimes you don't have to go hard on the devs and vice versa. Like, let's say budgeting is actually a real thing. We don't know the exact budget.
Oh yeah, exactly,
right?
Exactly.
If they had a bigger budget, I'm like literally swearing, you know, I'm donating my organs to science here in a bet. Like, if they had a bigger budget, Dynasties would have been even crazier.
Yeah, I'm pretty curious if they kind of see, you know, I've been doing a lot of polls on my streams and just kind of monitoring like sentiment, and I think both of our channels are just really seeing a lot of like positive growth and momentum right now because of the sentiment around the game. And you know, we were publishing the same kind of content when Pharaohs first came out. We were like the only two people playing it, but I feel like our content was just getting the backlash of people just being angry over it, and rightfully so, right? Like, I'm not trying to defend anybody by any means here. Like, it was definitely half-baked and it wasn't what it could have been. So I get it, but it was just like, it was tough to be a content creator at that time covering this game because people were like downvoting your stuff just because they were pissed off, which I get, but I don't know, it's kind of cool to be on this side. And I think like, what do you think about CA kind of seeing the reception here of being like, oh, like, okay, people are pretty down with this, like maybe we should build out this minor faction a little bit more, or like because I know you mentioned right in one of your videos that this was kind of the end of dev on this, right? This is as is, so they're putting resources into their next title.
Yeah, and that's the worst part. We can pretend we know what it is because of the leaks, but the reality is we don't, and we also don't know what Sophia's plans are outside of, like, let's say, obviously working on Warhammer 3 DLCs. So this is the problem. Pharaoh was obviously very rushed out, it was obviously underfunded, and the concept was actually great. And I'm not saying this because I'm a Bronze Age fanboy, I'm saying realistically from like a, you know, conceptual point of view. Now, the implementation could have been a million times better, and that's why we saw like so much bad feedback, and rightfully so. But now it's kind of crazy how it just went in a completely opposite direction, right?
Big time.
And it's really disappointing that they're basically, you know, it's the story of Old Yeller. They're just taking a game out behind the shed and they're gonna shoot it, but at least it's gonna have a good run now.
Yeah,
it's kind of a shame because look at the player numbers on Steam. Like, the game outpeaked launch by a few thousand, I believe.
Oh, major. Yep.
Yeah, and it's been like
what? Pretty big.
It's been like a bit over a week now since the release, and the game is still pulling higher numbers than release Pharaoh, basically. Because release, if I remember correctly, release Pharaoh dropped off a cliff like very fast. So yeah,
friendship between tribes.
It would be great if they would actually go back and do another content pass for this if the player retention is high.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, that's what I'm hoping, right? Like, if they see like okay, there's some, you know, it's like people are vibing off this. Like, I think this is also to put, you know, of course I'm not making the business decisions, but like to put a little bit more investment in a game. It's like you're fueling the positive sentiment fire. Like, people are stoked on this, and I feel like the more you can kind of pull people in the trend of like, let's forget about, you know, Shadows of Change, and let's forget about like some of these other things. So I don't know.
Yeah. Like, let's be real here. So the big problem about a Pharaoh back in the day, obviously, listen, the game was all, like, we both know that, and people are aware of that. The game was nowhere near a complete game. It shouldn't have been released like that because of a lot of issues, and not just like content wise, it's also bugs wise or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But it is unfortunate that it came out around a very rightfully controversial time. Like, the game,
exactly.
Yeah, like that is the big problem. And a lot of people have this, like, I don't know, crazy division between historical and fantasy titles, and like, we're gonna be starved for a historical title for while after Pharaoh.
Yeah.
If you're truly somebody who just plays historicals, this is like, if you want a new game, this is your like only option for a while.
Yeah.
You gotta make the most out of it, and they kind of did give us a good update to go out on.
Yes.
But I feel it could have been more, and you can clearly see that this was unfortunately underfunded. Like, look at the minor faction leaders; they're just sprites when you're loaded in, you know what I mean?
Oh, right. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm not asking for, like, straight cut scenes of, like, my campaign intros and things like that, but...
Yeah, exactly.
You know.
Not asking for crazy stuff, we're just asking for, you know, a little bit extra stuff to do. Okay, so, let's see. We have 2 Urartian armies. They have 1 cavalry unit. Okay, copycats. This is gonna be a nasty battle, actually. We have to fight this.
Ooh, perfect. Music to my ears.
Yeah. If there's one thing we love, it's violence.
Oh,
In-game,
yes.
of course. In-game,
Of course.
We're very, very civil, you know. I don't know. I love the Urartian aesthetic. I just feel like, yeah, with a tiny bit more budget, they would have looked even better. Because it's just, like, so obvious when you're looking at some of these assets, you know, faction leader appearances.
Their little
like,
yeah.
This is just bare bones. It looks good, but it's just the beginning of something great. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like it's like it's like a blown up unit card.
Yeah, and it's like it's pretty unfortunate for some because like the Urartians that I'm playing as an example have a lot of unique assets. Then you look at the Sutu you're playing. Like, look at your faction leader and his cool ass helmet and shield, right? Like, that is a unique asset.
Yeah.
Okay, so we actually have a chance to intercept the enemy army. I think we should send them a nice little friendly greeting. They're never gonna see us coming. Well, no, I mean, they will, but it's probably gonna be the last thing they see.
A little too late.
Yeah, exactly. Should have paid more attention. Okay, I think it's time to slaughter. Oh, don't mind us. We're just casually marching up, knowing where you guys were gonna come from.
Gotcha.
Hey, how's it going, guys? I heard you got a nice party in the hinterlands.
Gonna really wait till these guys, these guys on the left flank commit.
Yeah. I'm trying to get them behind. I'm all dueling the horse archers. I'll get the spearmen in. I'll try to see if I can get the spearmen in through the gaps in the flank and stuff. I'm gonna move up the horse archers and get some direct shots in. That's gonna massacre them. Okay, yeah, there we go. Nice. Those guys are routed. Seriously, like using bows on generals feels so good.
Oh man, yeah, you get the snipes.
I mean, I feel they were already low-key good before the lethality rework. They were already good, but it's kind of like you need a lot of investment to make a bow general work before the lethality changes, basically.
Yeah,
now it's pretty chill. It's like very, very viable
with the like increased range too.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull these spearmen back. There's no need to engage them yet, and I'm getting the other guys to do a rear charge. Nice, the cav is here. Just trying to snipe the gen, like. Okay, our horse archers are beating the other horse archers. You know, my dad can beat up your dad, kind of stuff. that kind of energy. Okay, yeah. I mean, this fight is basically over here. Can disengage some of the unit. Yeah. Let's see, I'm gonna see if I can switch my shots to the Akkadian militia and go direct shots. There we go. Okay, they're marching. Let's see, I gotta reinforce that horse archer fight. Because even though I'm winning, it's like way too close.
Oh, I see.
Okay, yeah, that unit got decimated there. The Akkadian militia is just going back home. Okay, let's see. Yeah, horse archers are fine. It's just taking forever to grind them out. Okay, we're just gonna reform. We don't really care about their general here. Like if he runs away, that's like even easier for us. We just gotta reform. I'm gonna put my bow general on this side. Okay, yeah, the horse archers are donezo as well. Okay, let's pull back defensively here. Okay, we're gonna have a nice line. This is like the 20th time I'm gonna say it, but damn do I love these Urartian defenders. They're so fun to use. Like, seriously, probably the most fun light spear unit in the game.
Super versatile.
Yeah, extremely. Okay. Yo, the general just said smash and clash. Yo, what are these quotes?
Dang. Bro, I had a general, or I had a trade deal where the guy said for sure.
I mean,
I was like,
what was
alright, fam.
ONG, for real, homie.
Yeah, I was like,
Bronze Age
dude.
looks maxing. Yeah, CA was cooking some stuff with this. So
Like, for sure, bro. I was like, yeah, dude. I was like, bro, you're kind of cool, man. Here's an extra cup of gold, dude.
Yeah, just giving the homies a good night gift of gold. Yeah, we like that here. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of funny stuff in the quotes, and I don't know. The game just sets a perfect mood. I mean, yeah, they're basically doomed. Like, there's no real reason for me to engage most of these units. I just have to try to cycle charge, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah, okay, General is out of ammo. I don't really need to fight him in close combat. Like, I'm just gonna cycle charge my infantry. The spearmen, at least. I don't know, I wish the Urartians got a sword unit. Like, that's the only thing I really wish this faction had. Like, just a sword or an axe line infantry unit. It's kinda just so weird as seeing all these clubs. But what's not weird is seeing the enemies destroyed, though. That's always good. We love that. Well, yeah, they got absolutely slaughtered. But they do have an annoying general coming back,
Yeah, look
though.
at him. Where's this guy? He's a little late, dude.
Dude, this is, just his silly ass taking a nap, you know, and waking up
like,
like
oh,
5
shoot,
minutes.
the battle started.
Yeah, just a little silly nap, you know, just a little silly nap. It's no big deal. Could have been worse. Okay, yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to spread out some of the units so we can get, like, yeah, clean charge off and stuff.
Yep.
Maybe the battle's gonna be over faster, because for some reason he's just not breaking. Let's see if I can get the horse archers to chase some more of the levies down.
Big charge there.
Yeah, that was juicy. Oh yeah, actually I remember now. One of the diplomacy lines was "That's juicy."
You were like marrying off somebody or something, right?
Yeah, I've seen that, dude. I died from laughing.
I see you, CA. I see you, Sophia.
Sophia, they're just peak meme lords. Like, seriously.
The Easter eggs are real.
They really knew what they were doing, like, for real. Okay, so this was a lot easier than expected because let's ignore the very, very unfortunate PC overheating. The weather was definitely hotter now compared to the last run.
Oh, yeah.
There wasn't any rain and stuff, yeah. It's kind of unfortunate, though. It's kind of unfortunate, like, it crashed because that was just an interesting showcase, but it's
I think
still
that's
a good
still
battle.
going to be, like, a good, that might just be a good standalone fight, too.
Yeah,
for like
I
a
mean,
vid or
standalone.
something.
I mean, yeah, standalone. It just shows how to bait the AI. Oh, dude, these post-battle animations are something like, seriously
fierce.
And I am just so happy to see them. They're amazing. Oh my god, 11% replenishment. Come to me. Let's go. Oh yeah, just dropping the mass replenishment. Ah. Now, one thing I hate is when they go back to the walled capital. Come on, just fight me like a man. Lose fair. Exactly. Who do they think they are trying to live?
Yeah, just like surrender already. Come on.
Yeah, I can I have more important things to do? Oh no, oh no, oh no. Did I just get a plague or not? Oh my god, I am safe. We did not get a plague.
Careful. What do the plagues do exactly?
So this is one thing that I'm really not a fan of. So basically, like historical annoyance, grievance, whatever time. Around this time frame and before, you really started having like massive disease spreads and stuff like that, right? Like, but that's not really represented in the game in an efficient way. It just stops your replenishment, which is kind of like, it's kind of like whatever. You can just move to another province. You know what I mean?
Oh, copy.
Yeah, and then you don't really have to deal with that. But realistically, it's kind of like sad. It should have been a much bigger feature, basically, of the game, diseases and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but unfortunately,
or even like
it is not.
Like taking a like a throwaway army that's diseased into like attack another faction to like almost like how Warhammer has that disease mechanic or that plague mechanic, you know, or like moving
brutal,
another general, like moving him home, and then the city gets plagued.
Honest to God, that is actually brutal. Like, I love that. Yeah. Like, no, seriously. It's a pretty good. It's a pretty good like mechanic that could have been added, and it's just unfortunate it's not there. But you know, maybe. Oh yeah, wait. It's not a maybe. Like, we will have overhaul mods for the game, absolutely. So I'm not really worried about that per se.
Oh yeah. I've heard, I think, like, it's really easy to mod this game, too, which is kind of, it makes me kind of hopeful for some of the things that come out.
Oh, for sure, there's gonna be a lot of crazy mods, man. Like, the game has a lot of modding potential from what I've heard now. I have no idea about modding myself, but I'll play a couple of modders, so...
Yeah, and you have, like, a mod channel, too, in your Discord, right? Plug.
I do have a mod channel. There's two very prominent modders there. Kelly, who worked on the old Age of Bronze back in the day in Evajos, and I think he just posted a very comprehensive modding guide for anybody who wants to get into Pharaoh modding. So he like started releasing a lot of interesting modding guides. Definitely would recommend anybody to read that basically if they're interested.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Myself, I would do it, but unfortunately, I'm kind of like swamped with stuff to do right now.
Oh yeah, dude, plenty of it. We're gonna see build up a little bit stronger before we start taking that over.
How's the situation looking in the desert?
It's good. Oh yeah, civilization and Pharaoh plague. Let me see here. I feel like we came back from the plague though. Oh, plague. Disaster. This event will last 4 more turns. Death walks the land. Workforce growth -15. Recruitment slots -3. That's why I can only recruit 1 at a time, which is gonna really slow down my kind of push into a Mahdi over here. But you know, at this point too, I was able to do that Overseer of Militia title. Now everything I recruit is like you know, +3 experience chevron, so pretty strong. But yeah, gonna definitely be a little bit hindered by this plague, but you know what, that's just how the cookie crumbles.
Yeah, sometimes we do love those RNG events, you know, just
makes
totally
me feel alive, you know.
Around.
It really makes you appreciate the times when it's good, you know.
Yeah, I just love it when out of nowhere life kicks me in the nuts without a warning. You know, it's my favorite. It's my favorite part of the day. I wake up for that. You know,
so we're good here. We'll probably want to set up more.
It's really hard to describe the adrenaline rush. Yeah, no, I hate the replenishment. It's boring. It could have been more interesting.
What's your take on these warrior refugee camps?
I think they're amazing.
I'm kind of into the. I think it's the gambler. You know, I'm just like, what can I roll? What can I get right now?
I mean, honest to God, so it's amazing because you have a chance to actually get like high tier units from them early on.
Yeah.
Like I've had like I'm gonna do a legendary Ramses campaign example that I had in the previous tier list, where I literally got Aegean armor javs on turn 2.
Oh my god.
And that's like a monstrous tier 4 unit as an example. Warrior's Refuge is insane. The units you can get from there are just so good at every point of the game that it's totally worth it. Like even the tier 1s, we're not going to talk about tier 1 units because, you know, tier 1 is tier 1 for pretty much all factions, but they have some nasty tier 2 and above units. Like, sea people are just monsters. I love that. Now, the Outpost mechanics in general are just such a nice addition, and they're also basically there to provide framework for modders, because there's a lot of things that can be done with Outposts to make the game more interactive.
Interesting.
Yeah. For example, you can definitely do more interactive stuff. How do I give you an example? But you could probably do like a more interactive exchange with the Warrior's Refuge, like
Rich kingdoms make
or something like that. From what I've heard from my modding friends, basically. In general, Outpost can provide like the framework for in-depth mechanics that the game doesn't like simulate fully. Okay, so let me see. I'm besieging the walled settlement. Because we love playing siege battles, oh boy, I wake up. Yeah, I wake up for this. But that's why I'm just gonna force march the second army I started recruiting from like turn 2, because we want to avoid any unpleasant occurrences. Okay, what do I need here? I need stone, and I need to end the turn, because I think that, unfortunately, this is all we can do for this turn. Yeah.
Quick turn.
I will unite.
Yeah, I mean, there's no reason for diplomacy yet, because I'm still relatively isolated with my factions right now. But the moment I conquer this faction, I'm gonna get exposed to a very large chunk of Mesopotamia, perhaps Babylon itself.
They're like, oh, you exist. Okay, what's going on over there?
Yeah, hey, I just met you, and this is crazy, but I'm gonna start.
Yeah, but yeah, we're at war now, by the way. Gosh darn it.
Yeah, nothing personal, kid. You know, just the way the world
Get that
works.
influence.
Kanon's defender.
I really liked in that video you made about going from noob to pro, that tips video you made. I really liked your advice of checking your religion and worshiping, like, making sure like the god you worship is kind of applicable to like the need. And so like some of them aren't really too good. Like Bay starts off with Thoth, which is like, and, you know, you have like, oh, it doesn't cost as much for siege equipment. It's just like, bro, like I'm not really I don't know about that there. But I really like being able to switch that out. I thought that was pretty sound advice.
Yeah, and I really liked your tips video as well. Like some pretty good advice in general there. It's when it comes to the god specific topic, I feel a lot of the designs are interesting, but giving Thoth siege, I really don't know about that one, Chief.
Yeah,
they should have made Thoth more. They should have made it more interactive for research, I feel. Like, after all, Thoth is the god of wisdom, magic, and yada yada, so forth. So it would have been a lot more interesting, like, let's say, if having a high Thoth worship would cut down on your research time.
Yeah.
It just makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Even Canaan can rise in times like these.
And back to you here.
But there's a lot of crazy god combos out there. I do wish the religion mechanic was a little bit more, I don't know, a little bit more in-depth, because I think this is like my only real criticism of Pharaoh. There's a lot of these cool mechanics out there, and they're just, you know, as a concept, they're awesome, but kind of wish there was more to it, you know, and once again, that's kind of like the funding thing, I feel, as well, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like, at what point do you call it good without trying to do more and making it like obvious that like it's unfinished, right?
Yeah, also, like, one thing that's really important, you have to strike a balance between not overwhelming the player with decisions, because, you know, I kind of wish my decisions are meaningful, right? And not just, like, spamming me with annoying stuff. There needs to be a healthy mix, you know, in general, of just not overwhelming the player, I feel. And we're gonna auto-resolve this, because if there's one thing we love in life, it's siege battles, without a doubt.
Oh, yes, we'll take it.
Yo, it's time for some philosophy.
Oh,
I wake
it's
up
happening.
out of my bed. Oh my god, dude, stop, he's already dead. Look at that animation.
I know, it's like, bro, it's a little... I feel like this is one of the only animations where the guy's head doesn't pop off. Like, there's one, like, the guy gets his toe stepped on and his, like, head pops off, you know?
the Bronze Age, I don't know, Squishmallow or like Squeaky Toy or something.
Like,
you know?
bro,
It's like, yeah,
was
exactly.
that necessary?
Oh, I mean, you know what? All is fair in love and
Bronze Age.
War. Yeah, exactly. Wow, my general just said the world is not that bad. Well, why are you trying to raise it then?
Yeah.
Like, I'm just.
He's a change of attitude over there.
Yeah, I'm not criticizing. I'm gonna respect my homeboy's life choices here, but I don't feel he really likes the world as much as he's trying to lead us on, you know, to believe. Okay, let's see. Oh yeah. Strategically placing way stations because we really love it when we can move fast with units. That is just so important in this game.
Yeah, absolutely. Even just having the right setup for that. And I really do like the buff mechanic as well too. And one thing later on in game when you're able to worship different gods, you are able to stack buffs as well too, which I think is pretty neat and maybe something that people don't know is you can only have like one shrine per region. If you have like within that province, if you have shrines to other gods too, you can kind of just like run the route and stack the buffs of all the different temples, and then you just rage.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's so the interesting thing about Pharaoh, there's just something for everyone in this game, really. Like, if you're a chill player, you can just vibe. If you're a hardcore min-maxer, you just have so many crazy buffs you can, you know, experiment with, basically.
Oh yeah.
So many
like, yeah, there's just like realistically something for everyone in this game. So you just have to, you know, be a little bit open-minded if you're not a fan of the time frame, because trust me, there's definitely stuff to look forward to, even if you ain't. Okay, I'm just done with diplomacy because my barters just ran out. There we go. I think this is, like, fine here. Oh my god. He just said, diplomacy is such a tiring matter, and I'm like, bruh, you are feeling me.
He's
right
like,
here.
dude, how are you me? I am you.
Yeah, exactly. We can complain about diplomacy here, but hey, take the stuff I don't need, give me stuff I want, and we're best buddies now, you know,
call
just
it
chilling.
good. Right. Let's
exactly.
see here. Alright, so it's back to me, and we want to keep these episodes, you know, we want to keep you on some cliffhangers here. We want to keep these nice and short and digestible. So we're going to kind of call this episode 1 here. We laughed, we cried, we Bronze Aged, and you can kind of just get a taste of how fun this is going to play out. So yeah, Reptilicus, I will catch you on the next one. And any closing thoughts from you?
Let's see, I'm gonna give the viewers the most important tip of their lives. How do you survive the Bronze Age? Do you know the answer to this? Like, what would you have to do to survive the Bronze Age? Well, and it's very simple. Don't get born in the Bronze Age, kids. Stay safe, stay in school. The Bronze Age is serious business. But no,
leave the Bronze Age to us and follow along as we go through it, raise a couple cities, and meet in Babylon. It's going to be a good head-to-head.
Exactly. Don't try this at home. It's like Jackass, but a tiny bit more family-friendly version until you actually zoom into the battles. Then, you know, stuff might get a little bit nasty.
Man, I tell you what, the blood splatter on the camera, too, when you're zoomed in. Whew, chef's kiss.
If there's one thing this game absolutely nails, it's just the atmosphere, the ambience, the immersion, and the violence.
And the violence, and the lack of bronze. And with that, we'll call it. Reptilicus, thanks so much, man. And, well, I will see you on the next episode.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I can't wait to actually clash swords in context of the Bronze Age. And,
yes, sir.
Meet in Babylon. And
all right,
that's going to be it for now.
Thanks, everybody. We'll catch you there. See ya.
Peace.